Please listen to me. Let me tell you this. For as long as it is all about self, Joshua Selman, for as long as it is all about let me make it, for as long as it is all about my life, my money, we cannot be witnesses. The one who died for us looked beyond himself and saw us. The ones who must live for him must also look beyond themselves. That if the one who died for us looked beyond himself and saw you, then the ones who must live for him must also look beyond themselves. We live in a world that is very selfish. For as long as I am all right, I have tea and bread, my children are fine, my business is fine, my career is fine, whatever happens to God's program, that's the mentality that many of us have. But God is calling us tonight. The resurrection service should plant in you a consciousness to see Jesus glorified beyond self. It is one thing I pray for every day of my life. Thank you, Father, for what you have done for me, but may I live beyond myself. It was Prof who made a powerful statement, Professor John Kennedy, and he said, those who live beyond themselves also live beyond their time. If you live beyond yourself, our world is too selfish. Even the Christendom is too selfish. What is happening to the missionaries is nobody's business. What is happening as they are killing other people somewhere, nobody's business. Once it does not come to your doorstep, it is nobody's business. You see, once we keep having that kind of selfish attitude, we will never win the world and will never be used as witnesses. Those who brought the gospel to us, they looked beyond themselves and they came with the gospel. Some of them died, not just in Nigeria, but across from Europe and so on and so forth. And today, many of us receive that gospel at a platter of gold, but we are not even willing to tell somebody anything about Jesus. Call for a meeting and call it a training on evangelism. Well, not koinonia, but generally across the church, you will just find a handful of people. But call that meeting a prophetic power, prophetic destiny activation meeting, and you'll be surprised. Even if it is to sit on a stone, people will sit there and say, my destiny must open up. My destiny must open up, even if it's at the expense of the kingdom. Ladies and gentlemen, let me teach you a nobler way to live. God is mindful of your life, but you can get value from life beyond personal satisfaction. Your joy can come knowing that you are serving a purpose beyond tea and bread. And this is what God is calling us to. I live a life beyond myself. And even though it is a sacrificial life, it is an extremely fulfilling one. You ask pastors and ask men of God, they will tell you, this work you see is a lot of sacrifice. But it is with joy, knowing that because you are alive, someone else will find Jesus, someone else will find purpose. It is worth every sacrifice.